覺得又夠再凍啲啊，咁我可能有個暖包你。
明報報道，中共中央總書記習近平強調，兩岸同胞走親走近走到一起嘅大潮流唔會改變。中國社會科學院台灣研究所涉外關係研究室主任陳桂清就認為，對大趨勢大潮流嘅確定性判斷，為當前嘅兩岸關係派定心丸，唔會因為一啲西方勢力干涉而改變，亦都唔會因為台獨勢力嘅挑釁而改變。明報報道。
星島日報報道，油價升，政府建議對柴油價格進行補貼，為商用車船同埋相關工業使用嘅柴油每公升補貼3蚊，為期2個月。尋日向立法會財務委員會申請18億元撥款，多名議員擔心補貼會落入油公司嘅口袋中，政府就強調會做好監察，撥款係獲得在席過半數議員支持通過。星島日報報道。
文匯報報道，位於啟德發展區嘅新急症醫院正式命名為啟德醫院，今年10月開始分階段投入服務，預計2028年全面投入使用。新醫院總建築面積大約50萬平方米，設有2400張病床同埋37間手術室，每年可以服務140萬人次病人，會成為全港最大嘅公立醫院，接棒伊利沙伯醫院成為九龍區嘅公營醫療樞紐。九龍中醫院聯網總監張福賜話，啟德醫院服務人口超過180萬，會分2個階段投入服務，逐步吸納伊利沙伯醫院嘅臨床服務。首階段今年10月展開，專科門診大樓同埋腫瘤科大樓係會率先投入服務。文匯報報道。
東方日報報道，一名有長期病患嘅9歲女童日前同家人參加日本旅行團，返港之後感染侵入性腦膜炎雙球菌。衛生防護中心話，患者目前係喺瑪嘉烈醫院兒童深切治療部留醫。病人喺上個星期4至到今個星期1，曾經同家人參加旅行團到日本東京。佢嘅家居接觸者暫時並冇出現病徵，感染源頭仍在調查。據了解，同團另外仲有27名人士需要醫學監察。東方日報報道。
信報報導，啟德體育園今個夏天再有德甲鬥英超足球盛事登場。德甲拜仁慕尼黑8月7號係會登陸主場館，同英超暫時排第4嘅勁旅亞士東維拉踢友誼賽，上演1982年歐冠決賽嘅翻版。當年亞士東維拉小勝1-0，相信到時主場館5萬個座位勢必爆滿。信報報導。
喺社評方面，大公報社評話，中共中央總書記習近平尋日喺北京會見咗鄭麗文率領嘅中國國民黨訪問團。習近平嘅重要講話為香港喺兩岸關係發展中擔當更大使命提供咗重要指引。更為關鍵嘅係，香港以一國兩制偉大創新實踐，充分證明制度嘅差異並不阻礙國家統一。香港發展越好，對台灣回歸祖國、共謀民族復興嘅示範引領作用就更加突出。呢個係大公報社評。
經濟日報社評，喺中美大國博弈入面，台灣問題一直係北京嘅紅線。習鄭會搶先喺習特會登場之前舉行，就成為北京掌握戰略主動權嘅關鍵點。台海議題係中國嘅內部事務。若果台海局勢喺5月可能進行嘅習特會之前呈現穩定態勢，一定程度將會壓縮美方介入嘅空間。台灣議題唔會成為美方嘅籌碼，焦點應該集中到經貿、關稅同埋科技限制等等核心矛盾上。經濟日報社評。
文匯報社評就講到，立法會財務委員會尋日係通過特區政府嘅18億柴油補貼撥款申請，迅速通過撥款，整個過程嚴謹高效，再次充分展現行政立法嘅良性互動。跟住落嚟，特區政府係應該通過嚴格監察、精準執行，嚴防油公司食價，確保補貼嘅資源得以善用，真正舒緩業界同埋市民壓力。文匯報社評。
商報時評，金管局批出首批穩定幣發行人牌照，評論就話穩定幣嘅賣點係穩字當頭，首批發出牌照限於2張，就正好循序漸進試水溫，先大膽探索，再不斷完善。香港喺大中華區首開穩定幣先河，就正好扮演金融創新試驗場嘅功能。商報時評。
呢一節報章及社評摘要報道完。
交通消息直擊報道。 早晨 ，Sammy 先同大家講隧道方面嘅情況啦。咁現時呢，就只有紅隧嘅九龍入口近住管道口車多，咁其他隧道出入口交通都係正常嘅。路面情況喺新界屯門公路去九龍方向近住華都花園一段都係車多。咁另外封路方面，提提大家咧，黃大仙竹園道有水管鋪設工程，竹園道去聯合道方向近住竹園街市啦，部分慢線封閉，咁經過朋友請你小心。另外啦，慈雲山道呢亦都係有水管鋪設嘅工程，咁現時往方向呢，交界位係一段係慢線封閉。好啦，我哋下一節嘅交通消息再見。
FM 94.8至96.9，
香港電台第二台，
有音樂有快樂。
FM 94.8至96.9，
香港電台第二台，有音樂有快樂。
我係佘詩曼，一線窗突破界限，聯繫無間。貿易單一窗口提供全新嘅一站式電子平台，便利業界向政府提交進出口貿易文件及貨物資料，全面提升營運效率。貿易單一窗口於2026年5月1日取代道路貨物資料系統，用戶無需重新登記，無縫過渡。貿易單一窗口，商貿優勢一線聯繫。
我係馮素波，由2026年4月3日起，議員優惠計劃由每程劃1、2蚊調整為2蚊2折，成人票價10蚊或以下一律計2蚊，票價高於10蚊有2折優惠，轉乘車程同樣適用㗎，受惠對象維持不變，請致電1823或瀏覽勞工及福利局同運輸署網頁了解詳情。2蚊2折優惠相伴最開心。
大家好，我係 Jenny 李幸倪，
我係吳業坤，
我係 Moon Ting，
我係 Andy 黎展峰。
第47屆10大中文金曲
頒獎音樂會，
約定你4月24號
晚上7點半，
港台電視31，
港台電視31，
香港電台第二台，
香港電台第二台，
香港電台第二台，現場直播，第47屆10大中文金曲全城。DSE 打氣加油站
4月11號星期六早上嘅9:12啊！歡迎大家收聽香港電台第二台 FM 94.8至96.9。早晨，有賓臣喺直播室嘅。
除咗賓臣之外啦，亦都有我 Fiona 程潔明喺度嘅。大家聽緊呢係 DSE 打氣加油站啊！
係冇錯，咁啊今日咧就係一個非常之重要嘅日子啦，對於 DSE 考生嚟講，就係呢個英國語文試卷3聆聽及綜合能力考核嘅大日子啊嚇！
冇錯。
咁啊每年呢個時候我都好緊張，因為即係收到大家好多好 warm、好多關心、好多愛嘅一啲點。
我以為係你話你想考啊，所以你好緊張。
少少想翻去考嘅，其實都。唔係嘛？不過驚自己嘅成績可能未如理想，都係。
咁我開考之前唔準講呢啲嘅。
OK。
係啦，嘉欣點解咧？其實咧，因為今次嘅 DSE 打氣加油站啦，咁我哋咧喺香港電台第二台嘅 Facebook 專頁啊，都收到好多大家嘅留言啦、打氣啦，亦都好多手寫嘅信件啦。好似頭先賓臣咁講啦，滿滿嘅愛、滿滿嘅祝福，大家而家應該陸續咧都到達呢個嘅即係試場啦，又或者咧已經坐定咧喺個試場嘅禮堂入面噶啦。總之，你而家聽緊嘅係啱嘅頻道嚟㗎啦，就係 FM 94.8至96.9。
冇錯，咁啊，所以咧，如果大家咧已經係好清晰聽到我哋嘅一啲信息的話咧，即係代表住你嘅呢個收音機嘅運作係正常啦，咁亦都可以放心一陣間盡情去努力拼搏啊，去考呢一個嘅 listening 啊嚇。咁啊，不如事不宜遲啦，我哋把握時間咧就去讀一讀我哋收到嘅一啲即係祝福啦，咁樣好嘛？首先咧就收到有呢一個Frankie Wang 嘅朋友仔啊，咁啊佢話希望咧就可以鼓勵 勵到一班已經努力咗一段日子嘅同學仔嘅。咁啊，黃仁書院 6D 班嘅 Anthony Wang 咧，同全級嘅同學仔要一齊加油，努力聽清楚，唔使緊張，只要能夠發揮平日嘅水準呢，就可以順利過關噶啦。
咁呢個咧嚟自係鄭校長嘅留言啦，佢希望咧可以向 UCCKE 嘅同埋咧就係全港嘅考生打氣嘅，咁樣咧佢就係好想為 KE 同埋全港嘅考生打氣啦。坐喺入面呢一個考場咧，本身咧已經係一種肯定嚟噶啦，唔需要完美，只要咧需要盡力嘅啫。識寫話咧就寫啦，唔識嘅冷靜諗一諗，你比想象中咧係叻嘅。喺市場入面咧都唔係孤軍作戰嘅，所有 KE 人咧都撐緊你嘅。Try your best。And let the God do the rest， 加油啊，同學！
好，咁啊，跟住落嚟呢一個呢，就係嚟自 Cindy 嘅仙嘅一啲祝福啊，咁啊佢就希望呢，祝各位世界計劃嘅玩家，尤其係 HRZ 同埋 CTF 車隊嘅 DSE 考生呢，就考試嘅時候好似真冬咁樣，有最清晰嘅腦袋同效率，一眼睇穿晒啲考卷嘅陷阱，如魚得水，全卷呢就剔晒冇難度啊！就算遇到啲題目難到想放棄呢，都要記住嗰種失敗100次就挑戰101次嘅精神，加油啊 ！More jump， 衝過呢關呢就係你哋嘅天下噶啦，唔好俾 DSE 嚇親啊！咁啊，即係祝咁多位呢，就喺呢個 DSE 嘅期間呢，都可以考好呢一場試啦。
咁啊，萬分感激咧各個嘅宣道會鄭榮之中學嘅 DSE 啦，無論係現屆定係 retake 嘅你哋咧，恭喜你哋已經成到捱到呢一刻啦！繼續咧要捱埋最後呢10幾日，或者咧依然為過去溫得唔夠而擔憂咧，為未來前途而迷茫嘅你哋，但係咧相信你哋自己咧一定可以係撐過去嘅。咁樣咧佢仲有一句係即係好似詩咁樣嘅，大家聽住啦，長風破浪會。
詩意啊！
私心咧，佢話想同佢嘅朋友米米、阿亮同埋咧係品如講多句，我哋終點見啊 ！From 鄭記老鬼阿 Lina。
OK， 跟住落嚟呢，有呢位朋友仔 Zoe Tang 啊，咁啊就希望呢，就佢就係上年嘅 DSE 嚟嘅，咁啊想同啲師弟師妹打氣嘅，咁啊呢個張佩松紀念中學啊嚇，媽咪 told you 要聽清楚啲答案噶嘛，一陣 miss 咗點算呢？但係如果真係 miss 咗都唔好 worry， 唔好 scared 啊，慢慢嚟，但係都係唔好發夢啊，乖乖地考完 listening 呢，媽咪就帶你咧去 supermarket 買 chips 啊！
哇，咁多英文嘅咧，
係啊，我諗佢哋應該平時傾嘅係啦，考核下呢啲，
考核我哋嗱，大家都聽緊㗎。咁呢個留言呢係嚟自 Charlie 嘅，咁佢就話呢，希望佢可以抽中，係啦，抽中你啦。佢話呢，因為當年呢冇人為佢打氣啊，咁但係佢而家呢就想藉住呢個嘅機會呢，同佢嘅細佬細妹打氣，就係詠琳同埋振榮。知道呢，你哋已經好努力咁樣去備考，喺呢一刻如果你緊張或者係驚嘅，係一件好正常嘅事。但係家姐呢，希望你哋可以放鬆咁面對呢一場考試，記得博盡無悔。細佬，你成日咧講笑，即係話係 listening 喺考試嘅時候瞓覺喎。咁但係家姐希望你陣間唔好瞓，盡量咧係答晒你識嘅嘢。細妹咧就唔好在意人哋嘅表現係點啦，最緊要咧就係你自己。等你哋考完之後咧，就可以大家一齊開開心心出去玩噶啦。最愛你哋嘅家姐。
好，跟住落嚟呢，有呢一位啊綠管廠廠長啊 Pit Pat Pot 嘅留言啊，咁啊佢希望呢喺呢度祝福呢 RG Volvo 同自己大家呢要一齊加油，一齊搏盡。今日係你哋最後一次考英文噶啦，咁啊呢6年嚟呢，你哋溫過嘅書，一齊做過嘅功課係唔會白費嘅。雖然我知道你喺 study leave 呢段時間冇乜動力去溫書啦，但係都好肯努力咁樣逼自己溫書，搞到自己好大壓力。相信自己啦，你一定可以做得好好嘅，千祈唔好未開考就認輸。考完之後呢，你就可以盡情咁樣去睇 Sika 啦，咁啊盡情喺屋企打機啦，盡情出街玩啦。無論陣間聽 listening 定係嚟緊呢幾個禮拜嘅 electives 呢，幾辛苦都好，一齊捱埋去，唔好好似之前咁樣傻更更瞓着咗覺啊嚇。咁啊考完之後約定你一齊打機，一齊去影相，一齊做自己想做嘅事，唔好俾 DSE 約束住，樂觀啲面對，一齊加油。
呢個咧留言係俾6年前元朗寶覺小學嘅6A 啊，係6年之前嘅你哋啊。佢話咧雖然咧陪唔到你哋考 DSE， 但係咧一直都喺度支持你哋嘅。佢知你哋一直咧都好努力，記住咧就要相信自己，捱埋過去。你撐我，我撐你，一直咧都要記住。嗱，如果讀到呢一個嘅留言，可能你都未必知咧究竟係邊個寫俾你哋嘅。但係記住咧，佢講翻呢個時候咧，佢準備咧係搭緊飛機翻嚟香港，係永遠愛你哋嘅班主任李 Sir 啊。
好，跟住落嚟呢一個嘅祝福啊，好多嘅彩蛋啊，有嚟自 KH Wong 呢一位嘅朋友嘅，咁啊佢想同 J Wong 嘅中六同學仔講，大家記得聆聽喺10時0分播放後呢，要好似搜神記精準捕捉答案，好多關鍵詞往往1秒間閃過，必須要做到一擊即中。聽到浮誇嘅口音或者心字就唔需要擔心嘅，唔好糾結上一題到底發生過什麼事。唔好讓佢好似記憶棉咁樣陷入太深，要學會 let go， 應該放開時請放開，因為後面還有無盡嘅分數喺度等你啊！小心 Part A 說謊者嘅 distractors， 需要隨時更改答案。Part B data file 呢就更加十面埋伏，揾ins 嘅時候呢，要揾 hints 嘅時候應該要小心地滑。最後無論考試過程係高山低谷，都要好似 warrior never give up， 你是你本身的傳奇，加油 J Wong！
好勁啊！呢個用咗幾首歌串聯啊，我想問。
非常之多啊，唔好數啦，我哋讀下一個。
大家咧聽緊呢係香港電台第二台 FM 94.8至96.9嘅 DSE 打氣加油站啊！稍後呢，我哋就會係播出英國語文3聆聽及綜合能力考核嘅。咁啊，大家呢未夠，即係唔夠1個鐘啦。總之係 Fiona 同埋咧賓神會同大家咧一路陪住大家去到開考嗰一刻嘅。
冇錯，
好啦，
冇錯。
接住落嚟呢，就係佢咧真係好想咧為佢嘅師弟們打氣啊！就係俾高主教書院6A 班嘅君立同學。佢話呢排咧你辛苦啦，見到你好俾心機咁樣溫書，平時咧叫你出嚟打機食飯咧，你都 say no。身為過來人嘅我咧都明白嘅，唔好俾咁大壓力俾自己啦，放鬆一啲。佢哋一齊咧戰勝呢一個 DSE 嘅 listening 啊！咁啊，佢話咧呢個listening 嘅時候咧，大家要提咧就係話作 note 嘅時候咧，記得咧就要寫嗰啲精華啊 highlight 啦，因為 miss 咗嘅話咧就冇得翻轉頭噶啦。寫文咧就記住咧，佢話教過你嗰啲 grammar 嘅上下款格式啊，即係如果聽唔切嘅話咧，佢話MC 聽唔切咧，記住係撞 C 喎。咁佢話呢個 tips 啦，大家聽下啱唔啱啦？咁咧呢個留言係嚟自 Sam 聽嘅。
好，跟住落嚟有呢一位朋友陳佑琪啊嚇，咁啊佢係顧超文佢係想同顧超文中學中6嘅同學講啊，咁啊我係英文補課班嘅陳 Sir Kenneth 嘅，咁啊唔經唔覺咧教咗你哋2年，知道大家係英文起跑比大家慢嘅，不過多謝你哋信任我，做我第一批學生，睇住大家呢2年之間嘅努力呢，我同 Miss Chan 都知道你哋一定會考到滿意嘅成績，記住。千祈 check 清楚有齊3支熒光筆做 Part B， 留意個 task 使唔使用呢個 note sheet， 同埋做 Part A 嗰陣呢，總之有意無意咁重複嘅字眼就係個答案。留意 tenses 唔好加漏，加多咗 s， 打醒12分精神，唔好唔小心。祝你哋成個 listening 全部都聽得明，識得好似哈利波特嘅分類帽咁分類 data file， 你哋實可以超常發揮，發光發亮。考完試一齊打邊爐。Miss Chan and I believe in all of you, Mr. Chan。
想同咧寶血會上至英文書院嘅師妹們打個靚氣啊！陣間咧聽錄音嘅時候咧，即係記得要保持冷靜啦，保持平常心咁樣去盡力做好份卷咧，咁就得噶啦。至於咧佢6個嘅 friends 咧，雖然咧我唔係同你哋一齊考，但係咧佢都會一陣間咧一齊去聽呢一段嘅錄音啦。Listening test 就好似同你哋一齊考咁樣啊，唔使怕 listening 嘅，記住我教過你哋嘅嘢，有啲乜嘢咧都一定拆得掂嘅。咁啊，等住一齊咧考完之後去旅行啦 ，from 某一個識好多個師妹嘅泳師姐上啊！
跟住落嚟呢，就有呢一位啊，就係 Sport 嘅 Bosco 啊，咁啊想為全港 DSE 考生啦、香港鄧鏡波書院嘅師弟啦，仲有咁多位 Spotlight 同埋佢嘅好隊友 Alvin 同埋 Marcus 打氣嘅。上年考試嘅時候呢，喺呢度聽到好多留言都覺得好 sweet， 所以今年決定留言打氣啊。知道呢段準備 DSE 嘅時間就好辛苦啦，但係大家捱埋呢幾日呢，就可以做自己中意做嘅嘢噶啦。大家聽到呢個留言呢，代表已經會有運氣嘅加持，所以一陣間呢 listening 記住冷靜聽清楚，一定會發揮超想考到理想嘅成績。Marcus Alvin， 我哋等你哋啊！
呢一個呢係聽緊呢，就係 DSE， 佢話讀緊係馮敬堯紀念中學嘅堂細佬宇仔 B 哥打氣嘅。佢話好耐冇見啦，知道你好積極咁樣備戰考試，一陣間呢，記住要專心聽 listening， 唔好分心。記住 DSE 呢只係人生一個考試嘅咧，盡咗力呢就得噶啦。人生呢有好多出路同埋機會呢，值得去探索同發展嘅。祝你一切順利，考完試再約出嚟食飯見。而家姐 Winnie 上。
跟住落嚟有呢一位嘅 Mr. Eddie 孫啊，瑪麗曼同學大家好，知唔知點解 listening 考試一定要播 Green Leaves 呢？因為呢一首歌其實係暗示，就算你平時表現得幾咁 green， 只要音樂一停呢，你就識得立起你哋嘅 leaves， 盡力全力去做，所以各位加油，特別係讀 bio 嘅同學。
希望咧就抽到你嘅留言啦，就係俾香港浸會大學附屬學校黃錦輝中小學李偉立同學，同埋咧就係萬君匯知中學黃冠瑜同學。記得咧今日要俾心機考，唔好聽漏嘢，要記住我哋嘅初衷。記得一陣間呢係睇清楚條題目，聽清楚錄音，咁答題嗰陣呢就要寫得清楚一啲啊！記得要珍惜呢一個考試，維持寫作嘅速度啊，去爭取5星星啊！
跟住落嚟有某兩位可立番茄醬同好者啊吓 ，Hello 主持人，我係上年 DSE 考生，緊張嗰陣時咧，聽你哋電台嘅鼓勵真係會放鬆好多，所以今年都好想留言俾應屆 DSE 師弟師妹為佢哋打氣。咁啊，致可立中學所有嘅師弟師妹啦，行到呢度呢，你哋已經做得好好噶啦，無論最後結果點呢，都好好咁樣盡晒力啦 ，listening 都篤嘅。咁啊，天氣凍記得着2條褲，今日天氣都應該 OK 嘅。熱嘅，咁啊唔使着2條褲，係啊，咁我仲可以同你講關於大學嘅嘢，可立人們係得嘅，同埋 to 而家坐喺唔知邊嘅3個考生，好掛住同你哋一齊喺401吹水嘅時光，我哋 DSE 完咗一定要圍爐取暖啊！
呢一位呢係高主教書院嘅阿友 Sir 啊，佢上呢就係俾佢哋嘅今年嘅考生啦，特別呢就係6B 班嘅同學仔嗱，大家呢記得一陣間聽英文 listening 嘅時候呢，要聽清楚，豎起2隻耳仔啊，要聽清楚啲 keywords， 抄低啲 key points， 聽到幾多呢就盡力寫，記得啊唔好漏空啊 ！DSE 呢好快就過噶啦，大家呢捱埋佢，頂住，佢會陪住大家。呢3年呢都見到大家為 DSE 咁努力啦，見到大家都成長咗好多，真係大個仔大個女啊！好快咧可以考完就可以去玩噶啦，俾心機，千祈唔好放棄啊！加油！
好啦，呢一個呢係有啲難度嘅，因為佢係話要用呢個打油詩嘅方式去唱嘅。Mini 因約 CYC。只由記得寫快啲，樂言樂情同天保，盡力完成已很好。考試唔驚有老母，蘇哥陪你每一步，西圈大肚婆及導師們。
果然係做騷動音樂嘅賓陳啊！好，掌聲鼓勵一下。好，跟住接住呢就係張竹山英文中學6A Dorable 嘅同學啊，咪啊，咁佢就話呢係聆聽考試在即，請保持信心，穩住心神，穩發揮，佳績自然就會到手噶啦。放心，佢會一如以往咁樣咧，全力支持你哋，乜都唔使驚。因為記住，你哋咧就係6A 呢一份子，個個咧都非常之聰明 ，yes very smart， 有勤力，成功咧一定係屬於你哋嘅。只要保持冷靜，正常咁樣去發揮咧，就一定冇問題嘅。You can do it， 就係 from little Mac。
好，跟住有 Iris Chow 嘅留言啊嚇，今次呢就想為佢嘅師弟師妹同埋親愛嘅祖仔祖女講下嘢嘅。咁啊，香島中學嘅同學仔，仲有第一組小朋友，你哋好嘛？先恭喜你哋考到嚟 listening 啦，又考多一份卷，相信你哋已經為 DSE 溫咗好耐書啦，加油啊！陣間做卷千祈唔好有 careless mistake 啦，同埋唔好因為呢啲 mistake而失分啦。最緊要都係唔好緊張，一緊張就容易聽唔清楚內容。我相信呢，你哋應該喺學校入邊考嘅有主場優勢，希望你哋嘅收音機出嘅聲呢，同你哋嘅頭腦一樣，都係非常清晰。祝福你哋拎高分，摘星冇難度。
嗱，各位呢，浸信會永綠中學嘅同學啦，佢係鄭繼林校長，佢喺呢度呢，送上最真誠同埋最誠摯嘅祝福呢，就係願你執筆如神，考場上嘅每一題都能夠換成你胸有成竹嘅微笑，加油，會為大家祈禱嘅。
好啦，咁啊，去到呢個時候呢，時間呢都差唔多呢，深信嘅好多嘅考生呢，都應該已經係入到考場做準備啦。咁啊，再次去同大家講一講呢，即係而家收聽緊嘅就係香港電台第2台嘅。咁如果你聽到你嘅收音機係清晰的話呢，聽到我哋啱啱讀出嘅留言呢，代表你嘅收音機運作正常呢，咁啊可以準備好考一陣嘅事啦。
This is RTHK Radio 2. The time now is 9:30. We are now switching to mono mode. In half an hour's time at 10 o'clock, we will be broadcasting the Hong Kong Examinations and Assessment Authority Diploma of Secondary Education English Language Paper 3 Examination.
DSE 打氣加油站。
繼續翻嚟喺我哋香港電台第2台嘅直播室啦，有我 Fiona 喺我身邊呢，亦都賓神喺度呢，繼續為大家呢讀出 DSE 打氣加油站嘅留言嘅。嗱，其實除咗呢喺香港電台第2台嘅 Facebook 專頁之外啦，其實我哋都收到好多一啲手寫信啦，咁所以我哋都會喺呢個時候呢，都同大家呢去讀出嘅。我想特別呢，又收到張卡呢，我記得呢，每一年呢都會收到呢一張卡呢，就係嚟自神召會康樂中學蔡康年校長嘅，因為咧佢手字真係好靚嘅，所以佢就係想讀俾咧就係神召會康樂中學嘅中六同學。佢話：你哋好，今日咧係考英文聆聽，相信呢亦都係最難同埋咧係即係最冇信心嘅一個張卷。佢話咁佢希望咧你哋將每一份咧嘅努力啦都唔會白費啦，聽嘅時候咧要保持住信心、耐性同埋專注，相信自己嘅能力。當聽唔到嘅，即係有啲嘅地方聽唔到呢，唔使驚嘅，唔好喺嗰度停就停咗啊！要繼續聽落去，同埋要向前看。人生呢都係咁樣嘅，向前看先至有希望。
好，跟住落嚟呢一封呢都係手寫信件嚟嘅，非常之有心啊 ！Hello， 咁DSE 打氣加油站咁多位嘅主持人啊，呢封信係由台北寄過嚟嘅，咁啊想趁住考英文科聆聽卷之前呢，幫我一個認識咗好耐嘅師弟打氣。其實想同主持人講啊，我識到佢呢都真係一個緣分嚟嘅。我同佢中間相差咗成4屆，但係居然冇任何代溝，仲好啱傾添。所以想趁佢考 DSE 之前鼓勵下佢，希望佢能夠盡我所能啊。所以麻煩主持人們讀出以下呢一個寫俾石籬天主教中學嘅飛歌，英文啫，唔係世界末日。Do your best。Then forget the rest。你而家覺得緊張係好正常嘅，但係其實你準備咗嘅嘢呢，比你自己以為嘅多好多。等陣間慢慢寫，聽到咩就寫咩，盡咗力就得，唔使諗咁多。考試呢，只係一陣嘅啫。等你考完之後呢，我同鄧康廉已經諗好要去邊度慶祝畢業㗎啦。俾啲心機，我相信你係得嘅。From 一個畢咗業4年嘅24分師兄希哥。
好，咁啊呢個嘅留言呢係嚟自吳志輝老師嘅，咁係銘賢書院嘅2位吳老師，要同咧銘賢書院嘅各位同學啦，尤其呢就係6A 嗰班數學 C1 同埋 M1 嘅同學啊，仲有7隻小雞，以及呢我希望我冇讀錯啊，係思敏、敏佳、婷寶、欣芳、環宇。 係啦，佢話佢咁括住㗎，同埋佢連埋咗一齊。你哋咧準備咗咁耐啦，其實咧已經好夠料啦。放心，入到市場咧要記住嗰3個字係咩字啊？就係平常心，當喺平時咧喺課室入面做練習就得㗎啦，唔使諗咁多嘅。佢話真係緊張嘅話咧，好似嗱，而家大家可以示範一下先，就係停低，深呼吸2下，跟住飲啖水，再慢慢諗，係啦。咁你哋咧唔係一個人嘅，老師、屋企人同埋同學咧都會同你哋撐住，盡力而為，對得住自己就夠㗎啦，加油！考完試之後呢，佢就會等埋你哋一齊出去再玩過。
好，跟住落嚟呢一封呢，都係一封手寫嘅信件嚟嘅。Hello， 咁多位 DSE 打氣加油站嘅主持啊嚇，想同新 studio 嘅成員 Harrison、Moses 同埋 Lucas 講聲，喂，你哋3個唔好兩頭望啦，係講緊你哋啦。今日係你哋最後一次幫 Chris Wong 寫文啦，終局一戰，記得抹乾淨耳仔，聽清楚錄音，唔好掛住聽錄就紙啊！考完等你哋翻嚟一齊玩車、影車、搞新 studio， 去旅行一齊癲。等你哋考完試凱旋回歸，拜愛你哋嘅橙同埋小林。
各位東華三院陳少文中學6D 班嘅小朋友，嗱，呢段時間呢，你哋嘅付出呢，其實我全部都睇到。我知道大家呢，而家呢，一定係好緊張。嗱，如果緊張嘅話呢，就諗下我呢幾日同你哋講過嗰啲嘅笑話啦，其實都幾好笑嘅。嗱，我唔希望淨係老師覺得好笑啊，6D 班嘅同學睇下你哋係咪真係覺得咁好笑，可以幫下你哋減下壓同埋放鬆一下。一陣呢，考 listening 嘅時候呢，要高度集中，聽到啲乜嘢就抄低。萬一聽唔到啦，由佢。放下執着啊！你要知道冇人呢可以做到10全10美嘅，最緊要係乜嘢？唔好因為呢失咗一格就亂咗自己嘅陣腳。嗱，好好記住呢一句，唔係有盼望先至去堅持，而係堅持咗先至有盼望。嗱，加油啊！好快呢就可以呢撐埋呢個嘅 DSE 呢可以盡情去玩噶啦。只要盡咗力，唔好呢同人去比較，對得住自己呢就問心無愧。無論乜嘢嘅時候，我都會喺你身邊支持住你哋。You are not alone，加油！嗱，呢一個嘅笑話呢就係嚟自你哋嘅班主任啊，鯨魚老師上。
好，跟住落嚟呢一封信呢，就都係手寫嘅信件啦。話你好啊，喺呢度呢，我想為一班應屆 DSE 考生打氣嘅，盡力做好每一題，唔好大頭蝦，睇清楚題目啊！特別想喺呢度為順天嘅迪迪打氣。唔使俾自己壓力嘅，順其自然啦！你已經好叻仔噶啦，屋企人大家都愛你支持你，細家姐都好掛住你啊！同時間都希望順天嘅每一位同學仔可以不負3年嚟嘅努力啦，同埋操埋呢一份卷呢，就冇卷再俾你哋操噶啦！大家加油啊！
你哋好啊，我係 Even 啊，希望咧可以藉住呢一個嘅 DSE 打氣加油站啦，同啲師弟打氣嘅。佢係咧想同喺德信中學禮堂上面坐喺13號位嘅 Milton、55號位嘅 Gabriel，同埋80號位嘅 Carson 啦，同埋係101號位嘅 Justin 打氣嘅。佢希望你哋咧可以努力加油，盡力考好呢個試，平常心就 OK 噶啦，唔使緊張。佢話考完試一齊咧就食餐好去慶功，同埋咧要去旅行啊。另外咧都想同咁多位德信中學嘅師弟們打氣，祝你哋咧順利，要精神啊！
好，跟住落嚟呢，有呢一份嚟自陸老師嘅手寫信件啊嚇，咁啊新會商會中學6A 班奧斯卡同學望穿秋水，終於嚟到你10年磨劍一展身手嘅大日子啦！願你喺市場上能夠呢將積年所學盡數施展呢，落筆松茸，得心應手啊嚇！文憑試從不足以定義你嘅全部價值同埋潛力啊，但願你傾盡全力，不負每一個默默耕耘嘅日夜啊！喺每一頁試卷盡情揮灑你嘅墨水，轉入直路，成功嘅彼岸呢就喺眼前，等你好消息啊！加油，美麗的陸老師。
佢要為佢嘅細佬咧去打氣啊！佢係屯門天主教中學嘅傑細佬，今年呢終於到你咧去打呢一場仗啦！唔好擔心，你一定咧係最掂，同埋最緊要咧係心咧要定，萬事咧有啲乜嘢有家姐我撐住你，盡情咁樣去發揮就得噶啦！但係永遠支持你嘅家姐。
好，咁啊呢一封嘅祝福呢，就係送俾呢一個中華基督教會全員中學嘅Form 6，特別係6D 班嘅同學仔嘅。呢3年大家都辛苦啦，終於到我哋上戰場，做咗咁多份卷呢，加上抱怨每次做 paper free 嘅我哋呢，今次我哋要精精神神去聽好每一個 task 啦，未到最後一刻都唔好放棄，做好 part 3佢 All the best from 6D 嘅 SMC。
呢個留言呢係嚟自 Debbie Lee 嘅，佢好想同咧保良局里城壁中學6A 班嘅馬舒曼講聲加油啊！放鬆啲，打開耳仔聽清楚就得㗎啦，命運已經為你準備好一場勝利啊！
好，跟住落嚟有社工 Andy 嘅留言啊嚇，我有幾位青少年呢都係今年考 DSE 嘅，好想透過大氣電波同佢哋打氣。To 阿貓 Charles。勤 Isaac 振源中學生涯最後一個試啦，無論結果係點呢，行到此時此刻，你哋已經好叻仔噶啦！一陣記得專心聆聽錄音啊，唔好瞓着覺，翻到嚟呢，再揾我請你哋飲珍珠奶茶啦！成日俾你哋笑我係考科舉嘅 Andy 上。
Jeffrey 咧就想同佢母校聖言中學嘅應屆考生打氣啊！祝福咧喺度考緊試嘅聖言仔啊，因為佢特別提咧聖言中學係一間男校嚟㗎。祝大家咧要身體健康、精力充沛，應付 DSE 嘅每一道難題。希望咧今屆嘅聖言仔考到理想嘅成績。
好，跟住落嚟呢，就有呢一位嘅朋友仔啊，就係呢去寫俾樂善堂顧超文中學嘅陳家謙、鄭子健、李煜新、吳子豪、蔡文謙嘅，由你哋 Form 2開始呢，到而家識咗你哋4年啦，冇諗到當初幾個小朋友咁快到咗考 DSE 嘅日子，今日將會係你哋最後一次聽錄就紙啦，將平時練嘅技巧用晒喺份卷度，聽到咩 point 就盡量 mark， 放鬆去做，如果實在太緊張呢，就拎開一邊耳機，深呼吸，調整好自己嘅狀態先，然後呢，無論今日最後考成點都好，唔好再去諗啦，將專注力放喺之後嘅科，我相信你哋一定會考到自己想要嘅成績㗎。拜一位大你哋3年嘅師姐。
親愛嘅救恩書院6D 同學，你哋呢係我教學生涯裏面呢最後一班嘅仔仔女女。雖然呢已經退咗休2年啦，但係仍然呢可以保持聯絡，見證住大家嘅成長。相信呢大家喺中學畢業之前嘅最後嘅一個考試啦，一定可以呢有理想嘅表現。加油，愛你哋嘅黃常常。
好，跟住落嚟呢一封呢，就係寫俾信義中學嘅嚴嘉麗同埋冼海晴嘅。我知道考 DSE 呢段時間都好大壓力㗎啦，你哋每次考完都話炒咗，聽到我都覺得好大壓力。我想同你哋講，就算炒咗都唔緊要，因為呢，我哋可以係一齊喺阿蘇見嘅，同埋記住讀書唔一定係唯一嘅出路。中意食嘢嘅海晴可以做 foodie， 中意瞓覺嘅嘉麗呢就可以做床褥測試員。每個人都有自己嘅夢想，請努力追隨吧，我永遠支持你哋。
嗱，大概咧應該仲有4個字左右啦，就會開始咧呢個英國語文3聆聽及綜合能力考核㗎啦。嗱，大家繼續鎖定咧係香港電台第2台 FM 94.8至96.9啦，唔好再轉 channel 啦。咁啊，記住大家攞齊你嘅文具啦，一陣要用嘅嘢咧準備好晒。頭先我記得有提話要攞熒光筆嘅，係咪？係啦，咁啊大家記住啦，千祈唔好再轉 channel 啦，知唔知道？好，跟住繼續讀我哋嘅留言啦。佢希望咧可以揀中我啦。係啦，揀中你嘅，佢應該叫做 Nicky 啊，我估佢咧想就係俾咧呢個 BKKSS 嘅同學仔加油嘅，逢爸爸幕後咧為你哋打氣，尤其咧就係6D 班文靜優雅嘅曉文寶寶，6B 班活潑好動嘅傑林小子，高冷女神殷同珠同埋靚靚仔仔嘅海提醬啊！佢話你哋一定要加油，亦都祝聽緊呢 DSE 嘅考生前途無量，一片光明。係
啦，聽緊嘅 DSE 考生呢，你哋係啱 channel 噶啦，唔好再轉啦，
唔好再轉啦。
係咁啊，跟住落嚟呢，有呢一個去寫俾中華傳道會安柱中學嘅 Brian 啦，基督教女青年會邱助榮中學嘅 Total 啦，以及係馬鞍山崇真中學嘅 Peter 嘅，相信你哋都知我係邊個啦。我喺度同你哋講一聲加油，頂硬上，記住醒醒定定，唔好聽漏嘢。機會誠可貴，請珍惜考試，維持寫作速度，爭取5星星。考完試之後一齊去大埔食肉餅飯，放鬆下。
俾咧呢個係團崇中六嘅同學仔啊，佢係中文科嘅麥 Sir 啊，陣間呢就要考英文卷3啦，而家距離開考呢仲有少少時間，冇錯，真係少少時間。希望呢大家係聽緊收音機嘅同時呢都可以好好咁樣放鬆心情，但係記得呢唔好瞌眼瞓啊一陣間，同埋呢就可以係集中精神嘅，保持頭腦清晰。去到 Part B 嘅時候呢，記得呢要小心審題啊，好好去分配寫作嘅時間，發揮所學。最後呢，喺度同你哋打個氣，加個靚友，支持你哋，祝你哋個個都勁過，順順利利啊！
好，跟住落嚟係寫俾聖公會聖西門呂明才中學嘅考生，咁多位嘅同學呢，即將開考啦。其實我覺得去到最後階段，平時努力呢都見到你哋嘅付出，一定會有回報嘅。千祈唔好俾昨日嘅失敗咧佔據咗今日嘅動力，阻礙咗明天嘅成功。最後階段裏面咧，保持心態冷靜，步步為營，答好每一條題目。我相信你哋一定會表現得好理想，做好自己嘅本分啦。相信自己盡咗力咧就可以噶啦。咁啊，加油啊！最後一句說話咧就係俾張欣喬同學嘅。5月考完之後咧，有時間嘅話，本人誠意邀請你同我哋團去日本現場觀看孤獨搖滾樂團嘅演唱會。咁啊，等呢一個嘅動畫嘅精髓同埋歌曲咧，支撐你嘅未來生活動力啊吓！咁啊，本校上屆考生 Tony 敬上。
佢呢就係想為佢嘅仔仔 Louis 咧去打氣嘅。佢話仔仔呢雖然日日都覺得我煩，譬如好似叫佢飲多啖水啦、食多條菜啦，講第2次呢都會俾黑面嘅。但係佢都知道呢，其實呢你都好錫爹哋媽咪嘅。見你考呢個 DSE 咁辛苦呢，其實爹哋媽咪都好肉赤嘅。總之呢，盡力就得噶啦。無論點呢，爹哋媽咪同埋 Regina 都愛你嘅。嗱，呢個留言呢係嚟自 Gigi 㗎，唔好再黑媽咪面啊！我覺得。
嗱，考試最緊要咩？千祈唔好黑面，咁呢嗰個嘅運氣就會好噶啦，係嘛？個耳仔就會清晰噶啦，係嘛？
都係嘅，保持住精神。
係啦，咁啊，所以呢個時候呢，我哋都即係留意住啊，即係聽好呢個收音機嘅內容，一陣間呢，專注喺嗰個考試嘅當中啊嚇，大家都俾心機。
You are listening to RTHK Radio 2. It is now 9:45. We are now broadcasting in mono mode. At 10 o'clock, you will hear the broadcast of the Diploma of Secondary Education English Language Paper 3 examination of the Hong Kong Examinations and Assessment Authority. Please stay tuned.
DSE 打氣加油站。
話咁快，我哋又繼續翻嚟 DSE 打氣加油站啦。
係咁啊，繼續咧，你收聽緊嘅香港電台第2台 FM 94.8至96.9啊。咁啊，一陣轉頭就係呢個英國語文試卷3聆聽及綜合能力考核嘅。咁啊，喺聽緊收音機嘅咁多位考生呢，就證明你哋而家嗰個 tune 啱咗台噶啦，就唔好轉走啦。一陣呢，就可以係喺呢一個嘅香港電台第2台嗰度收聽到你哋 listening 嘅考試啦。咁啊，跟住落嚟咧，呢一個嘅祝福咧，我覺得係必須要讀出嚟嘅。
點解咧？
因為佢係寫俾 Two 最靚仔同最靚女嘅主持。
Oh my god！ 一定係講咗我哋啦。
係啦，咁啊陳 Sir 嚟嘅，中學老師嚟嘅，咁啊多謝陳 Sir 嚇！所有香港培道中學嘅中六學生加油啊！作戰咗咁耐，好快會考完噶啦。特別係6A、B2 同6C 兩班學生俾心機，記住培道女子溫柔柔，齊裝備去戰鬥。英文聆聽咪聽漏，個個張相滿星斗，好嘢！
好嘢！多謝陳 Sir。好，跟住呢就有例子呢，就係俾所有呢就係考生嘅，特別呢就係中華基督教會全員中學嘅 Form 6嘅同學啊，不經不覺呢已經係即係嚟到 DSE 啦。呢3年啊，大家都辛苦噶啦，一齊呢捱埋佢，打好呢一場仗啊，佢哋一定得嘅。嗱，陣間呢考 DSE 嘅時候呢，記住要打醒12分嘅精神啊，千祈唔好放棄。嗱，去到 Part B 嘅時候呢，要寫 Yours sincerely, faithfully 個 Yours 啊，加個 S。好啦，我再讀多次啊，係 yours 係 yours， 記得要加 s。
冇 apostrophe 噶嘛係嘛？
冇嘅，冇嘅，
OK，好
係啦係啦。咁我哋做埋咧呢一個嘅留言呢，就係嚟自6D 班會嘅主席阿森嘅，博盡無悔啊！
好，咁啊，跟住落嚟呢，有呢一位啊 Victor， 咁主持人你好啊，我係 HLC 6A 班嘅班主任，希望可以藉此機會為佢哋打打氣啦。睇住你哋由清潔走到今日呢一份嘅堅韌最令到我動容啊。Paper 3雖然係英文科最後一戰，但係記得呢，耳機裏面流淌嘅唔係壓力，而係你哋努力過嘅回聲，沉着應對，字字入心。嚴 Sir 會一直守候喺你哋嘅身後，昂首挺胸去寫下你哋嘅驕傲，送俾你哋，願你不沾所至，皆是心之所向，加油啊！
咁呢個留言呢，就係祝佢嘅母校啦，聖伯多祿中學嘅同學呢，可以獲取佳績之外啦，都希望呢全港嘅考生啊，可以喺呢一刻都真係放鬆你嘅心情啊！一路呢行到去中六嘅文憑試啦，大家都好堅強，唔好覺得自己呢溫得唔夠啦，亦都唔好覺得自己辜負咗其他人，唔好擔心自己考得好唔好啦，大家呢都已經係最好噶啦！喺你哋呢，即係考緊呢個listening 嘅時候呢，佢會陪你哋一齊去聽晒呢一段嘅 recording， 記住大家呢唔係孤軍作戰嘅，平常發揮，結果呢一定會係最好。From 2025 DSE 考生 Marvin 上，
好，跟住落嚟呢就有 Percy 嘅留言啊，嘿、肥波係我啊，早晨啊，陣間睇清楚啲 tenses 使唔使加 s， 好多要小心嘅位，大家一齊深呼吸3啖先，有信心就得咗一半噶啦。我而家應該呢喺個海上面爬緊艇，等你考完之後呢，我哋再翻大澳爬獨木舟啦 ，love you。
佢咧想幫呢就係觀塘官立中學嘅中六考生打打氣，各位中六同學陣間考試嘅時候呢，記得要 calm 啲嗱，特別咧佢括住係要串同埋讀㗎 CALM calm 啲，考完之後呢，就可以 as happy as claim 啊，係咪 claim 啊 as happy as 哇！嗱，而家啲英文老師科考我喎，嗱又係要串同埋讀嘅 CLAM， 嗱 calm 同埋係咪 claim 啊？我希望我冇讀錯啦，英文水平係真係咁上下，唔好意思啊，要好好把握呢一個時間啦，唔好漏 S。我發現呢，所有老師都係提大家呢，唔好漏 S。From 愛你哋嘅英文科老師賴潤欣老師、廖美琪老師、李曉俊老師、李明儀老師同埋李依蘭老師，我都要跟翻你哋學翻啲英文至得啊！
好，咁啊，跟住之後呢，就有 Eason Church 嘅留言啦，咁啊佢呢就希望呢係可以即係抽中佢啦，因為佢呢一段說話呢，送俾佢自己本人嘅打氣說話嚟嘅。而家坐緊喺仁濟醫院靚次伯紀念中學嘅 Eason 聽住，捱到今日呢，你一定要多謝你自己一路以嚟對自己嘅執着 retake 呢條路好辛苦，但係你冇放棄到，努力撐到而家9月，努力撐到而家今年嘅9月呢，將會享受 U Life 嘅嗰個就係你啦，頂埋 Paper 3，寫字寫快啲，奪星而回啊！
佢想同佢最親愛嘅侄女咧阿晴咧打打氣㗎，留心聽，睇清楚咁做咧就得㗎啦。咁啊就記得佢教你嘅方法咧做 B2， 寫清楚每隻字，留意啲 plural 啊，要加 s 啊，做完咧覆下卷咧就 OK 啦。心急嘅時候就要呼吸，姑媽支持你啊！
好，跟住落嚟呢，就有菊花俱樂部嘅 Caroline 啊嚇，咁啊我哋有一位重要嘅朋友今日考 DSE 想幫佢打打氣嘅，希望可以抽中呢，就係可以同呢一個九龍真光中學嘅華沙俾同學講，等咗你成年，你終於都有今日啦！見你今年冇乜點笑過，有陣時呢仲會有啲 DSE 嘅焦慮，呢啲呢我哋都有目共睹。陣間呢考 listening 之前記得深呼吸，唔使緊張㗎，用平常心面對做嗰陣時聽清楚啲，小心唔好串錯字。祝你比平時發揮得更好啦，攞到理想嘅成績。呢段時間辛苦你啦，等你考完 DSE 一定要約出嚟一齊玩啊！
佢呢就係想為仁濟醫院羅陳楚斯中學嘅同學們要加油打氣嘅，特別呢就係6B 嘅浩朗 DSE 呢係人生嘅一站，唔係全部，你盡力而為呢就得㗎啦。佢見到你好努力，相信自己，爸爸媽媽呢都會喺背後默默咁樣支持你嘅，亦都希望呢去祝所有嘅 DSE 嘅考生要順利嘅。
好，跟住落嚟呢，就有 Ivy Wong 嘅留言啦，咁啊希望可以抽中佢為一班學生打氣啦。祖堯 CNC 嘅中六 中六同學，尤其係六 C， 想同你哋講多次加油。雖然你哋平時都唔太睇 WhatsApp group message 噶啦，但係希望呢段打氣錄音會聽得到啦。有冇執齊我悉心為大家預備嘅嗰3支熒光筆啊？預備充足嘅你呢，就已經贏先一步噶啦，盡力做埋最後一份英文卷，加油 ，hang in there！
呢一個呢留言係嚟自佛教國光法師中學嘅劉副校長啊，佢想點俾呢，就係即係留言俾佢嘅同學呢，要打氣。喺耳機入面嗰段熟悉嘅廣播試音，考場入面安靜得只剩下筆尖摩擦紙張嘅聲音，往往比任何嘅對話呢都會好緊張。但係要記住，專注當下，靜心聆聽，只需要將平時練習嗰一份嘅節奏揾翻嚟就得㗎啦。如果聽漏咗一個嘅關鍵詞，唔緊要㗎啦，過咗去㗎啦。把握當下喺度播緊嗰一句啊，遠比遺憾上嘅1秒呢係重要得多。最後佢想講嘅係成敗呢就唔係一場考試呢去定死生死嘅，只要你冷靜咁完成當下嘅填寫，你對自己呢已經有咗最完美嘅交代㗎啦。所以各位中六嘅學生，深呼吸，戴上耳機嘅嗰一刻，全世界都會為你嘅專注讓路啊！
好，跟住落嚟咧，呢一句嘅留言好緊要啦，要揾一揾個氣質出嚟先啦嚇。佢話 Good morning， 各位主持人，大家好，我係又溫柔可愛又似漫畫入面行出嚟嘅陳老師啊。今日我唔宣佈圖書館活動，只係宣佈獅子會長翠瓊中學嘅所有學生，你哋要加油，唔好諗咁多，俾心機。特別係成日叫我請珍珠奶茶嘅葉徐賴陽，只係講個姓唔開名啦。我覺得我係業界良心，麻煩主持人要惡啲咁講，同我醒醒定定。我今日會帶我班學生喺深水埗文學散步，飲住珍珠奶茶聽直播，等你哋考完晒試之後，速遞珍珠奶茶打賞下你哋3年嚟嘅努力。抽唔中我呢個留言就冇得飲啦。所以呢個好緊要，我抽中咗啦。
係啊，我覺得你都演繹得好好啊。To Kelvin 細佬一陣間考試啊，唔好緊張，小心啲，唔好睇錯題，因為寫錯答案呢，好似平時做 past paper 咁樣就得㗎啦。佢會幫你打氣，完成呢一齊再去玩。佢話有個暗號㗎，叫1315啊。佢話你嘅 Kenny 哥哥話你一定會明白嘅。
好，咁啊，再次提醒大家啦，呢個係香港電台第2台 FM 94.8至96.9啊。咁啊，呢個加氣DSE 打氣加油站呢就嚟到呢度啦。咁啊，轉頭希望咁多位嘅考生都順順利利啊吓。
我哋唔好擔心啊，記住大家要醒醒定定，加油啊！
This is RTHK Radio 2. The Diploma of Secondary Education English Language Paper 3 examination will begin in 5 minutes. For the time being, you will hear Fong Williams's Fantasia on Green Sleeves, played by the Sinfonia of London, conducted by Sir John Bobby Raleigh. Candidates must not open the question-answer books or the data files until 10 o'clock when they will be told to do so. I repeat, candidates are not allowed to open the question-answer books or the data files until they are told to do so.
Hong Kong Diploma of Secondary Education 2026. English Language, Paper 3. Listening and Integrated Skills. Instructions to candidates. You should have on your desk a Part A question answer book, a Part B1 data file with a Part B1 question answer book inserted, and a Part B2 data file with a Part B2 question answer book inserted. Do not open them until you are told to do so. I repeat, do not open the question answer books or the data files until you are told to do so. Now write your candidate number in the space provided on page 1 of your Part A question answer book. Now look at the Part A question answer book. Check that the Part A question answer book has no missing pages. Look for the words End of Part A. Now go on to Part B on the last page. Now stick your barcode labels in the spaces provided on pages 1, 3 and 5. Close your Part A question answer book when you have finished. Now look at your Part B1 data file. Take out the inserted Part B1 question answer book. Check that your Part B1 data file has no missing pages. Look for the words, "This is the last page of the Part B1 data file" on the last page. Now write your candidate number in the space provided on page 1 of your Part B1 question answer book. Check that the Part B1 question answer book has no missing pages. Look for the words End of Part B1 on the last page. Now stick your barcode label in the space provided on page 1. Close the Part B1 question answer book when you have finished. Now look at your Part B2 data file. Take out the inserted Part B2 question answer book. Check that the Part B2 data file has no missing pages. Look for the words, "This is the last page of the Part B2 data file" on the last page. Now write your candidate number in the space provided on page 1 of your Part B2 question answer book. Now check that the Part B2 question answer book has no missing pages. Look for the words End of Part B2 on the last page. Now stick your barcode labels in the spaces provided on pages 1 and 3. Close the Part B2 question answer book when you have finished. You are reminded that all examination materials will be played once only. This paper is divided into two parts, Part A and Part B. For Part A, you should use a pencil to answer all questions. For Part B, you can use a pen or a pencil. Put up your hand now if you have any difficulties. It is not possible to handle complaints after you have taken the paper. The listening component is about to begin. Keep your earphones on until you are told to take them off. Open your Part A question answer book at page 3. Part A is about to begin. Part A. In Part A, you will have a total of 4 tasks to do related to special and unusual libraries around the world. Follow the instructions in the question answer book and in the recording to complete the tasks. You will find all the information you need in the question answer book and the recording. You now have 2 minutes to familiarise yourself with tasks 1 to 4. Task 1. Mary Yang is a presenter on a local radio station. Today, she is interviewing James Lee, a local resident, about tiny libraries. Listen to their conversation and complete the information in the spaces below. The first one has been provided as an example. You now have 30 seconds to study the task. At the end of the task, you will have 1 minute to tidy up your answers.
Good morning, listeners, and welcome back to Local Life on Peak FM. I'm your host, Mary Yang, and today we're talking about tiny libraries. James Lee is here to tell us more. Good morning, James, and welcome to the show. So, what are tiny libraries?
Good morning, Mary. Well, tiny libraries are small boxes full of books that people set up outdoors. Anyone passing by can take or leave a book. You might have seen some around your neighbourhood, little wooden boxes full of books.
Are they always made of wood?
It all depends on the owner. Plastic boxes are quite common, and I've seen a few metal ones too. Even a paper one, but that didn't last long outside. But wood seems to be the usual choice. I'd say most tiny libraries are made from wood.
These are such a great idea. How did you find out about tiny libraries, James?
Well, my wife and I were having lunch with my brother, my sister, and her husband. And it was my brother-in-law who happened to mention he'd read about them online. I did my research, and it wasn't long after that when I set up my first tiny library.
So, we have your brother-in-law to thank. Okay, so, if one of our listeners wants to build their own, what's the first step?
The first thing to consider is the box. It must be waterproof and strong. Waterproof because if the books get wet, then nobody will want them. And it needs to be strong as well because we don't want it to get blown over by the wind.
Okay, good to know. So, after you have your box, what's next?
You have to think about where to place it. The question people ask me most often is how high from the ground should my library be? Well, if you think of the height of a birdhouse, for example, up to my neck, this would be too high for people to see inside. It's better to have it at the same height as, say, a post box. If it's too low, down by your shins or your knees, for example, people might think it's a rubbish bin.
I'm just imagining the height of a post box now, James. Yes, much better than a rubbish bin. Now, some of the tiny libraries I've seen have all kinds of features to make them more attractive. Beautiful doors and windows like a little house. I like the ones that play music when you get near, and I saw one that even seemed to have Wi-Fi. What are your thoughts on these, James?
Well, I've seen some very fancy libraries with LED lights that light up, or with animal prints on the walls so they look like a tiger or a big cat. These are all very good, but they're really not essential features. For me, I think every tiny library needs to have a sign that tells people what it is, and a window so people can see what's inside.
So, no doors? No music? What a pity.
Well, a door is necessary. Or else how can anyone get to the books inside? But music, Wi-Fi and fancy lighting, these are luxury extras.
I see. James, you mentioned that you actually built your tiny library with your daughter. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. We built our own tiny library together last spring.
Did people use it?
Well, at first nothing seemed to change. But after a week or so, we noticed some of the old books were gone, and some new ones were there in their place. People had started using it.
After only a week? That must have felt great for you and your daughter, James.
Yes, definitely. People had even started leaving little thank you notes with the books they were returning.
That's wonderful. People can be so kind. Your daughter must have really learned a valuable lesson about kindness.
Actually, I think she knew a lot about kindness already. Instead, I think the experience really helped my daughter to learn about the importance of sharing. It was a really good opportunity for her to see just how important sharing can be.
Finally, James, I know your tiny library is not the only one around here, is it?
No, that's right. Our tiny library is outside our house in the middle of Oak Tree Lane. We're in between the bakery and the post office.
Right. Okay. On Oak Tree Lane. Got it. And what about the others?
Well, my friend Layla's is near the cafe on Magnolia Drive.
In the car park at the back?
No, it's across the road from the school. Very popular with the students there. My other friend Nisha also has one on Magnolia Drive. It used to be close to the fire station, but she moved it to be next to the restaurant. Lots more passers-by there, she said.
I'll be sure to check them out. Thanks for coming here today, James. And that's all for today's Local Life.
That is the end of Task 1. You now have 1 minute to tidy up your answers. Task 2. John Murray is interviewing Ian Fraser for his podcast. Ian drives a mobile library van in the Canadian countryside. Listen carefully and complete the information in the spaces below. The first one has been provided as an example. You now have 30 seconds to study the task. At the end of the task, you will have 1 minute to tidy up your answers.
Hello, listeners. So I'm here with Ian and his van. Listeners, I expected a dark green or even a white van, but Ian's van is painted bright yellow. It's really distinctive. So, we're moving inside the van now, Ian. Can you show me around? It's pretty cozy. That's the first thing I notice. Is that a heater keeping us warm?
Not just any heater. I have an oil heater just behind the driver's seat. It keeps the van at a really nice temperature on cold days.
I see you have a kettle as well, for hot drinks.
That's right, just opposite the oil heater. I love a nice cup of tea on my journey.
What's on this long shelf next to the kettle?
These are the gardening books.
Books about gardening. Very popular with readers in the countryside, I suppose. And what's next to that?
That's the crime section. Very popular with our readers as well, as are the fantasy books on the shelf in the middle of the van.
The shelf over there looks very colorful. The one next to the oil heater, I mean. I presume that's for younger readers?
That's right, the children's section. Further along the same side there, you can see where I keep the history books.
Are history books popular with your readers too, Ian?
Very popular. They can't get enough.
Now, it looks very cozy at the back of the van, Ian. I see you've set up a comfy chair for your readers.
The shelf nearest the door contains fiction books. It's so nice to watch visitors settle in with a good book and escape to another world.
You'd need a geography section for that, no? Actually, Ian, I'm a bit surprised that your fiction section is so small. It's just that one shelf by the door?
That's all.
Your van's lovely and comfortable, and I can imagine people spending a long time in here. But what if someone wants to take a book home? Can they check the books out?
They can. When I first started, I just used a notebook to sign the items out. Then we tried having visitors use the library website to check books out. It was a bit too complicated for some of the readers, though. So now I use a barcode scanner that automatically connects to the local library system.
And that's the scanner there. It's very neat and compact, about the size of a mobile phone.
In the next few years, we hope to have a mobile phone app so readers can scan the books out themselves.
Right. We're stepping outside the van now, and look at that glorious countryside. You must go all over in your van, Ian.
I do. Well, in the morning, I drive to the village square, where a few locals wait with their returns.
Sounds like a nice start to the day. Where next? You said something about the high street?
No, not the high street. Actually, I don't go into town at all. It's the high school I visit next. A few students come out to see the van, but mainly it's the teachers who come out to collect the books they've requested in advance. After that, I head to the care home. That stop can take a while. Some of the elderly residents like a long chat.
By then it must be lunchtime already. Where do you go for lunch?
There's a nice picnic area I stop at for lunch. It's handy because there's a car park next to it and a few houses nearby. So I park the van, check some books in and out, and eat my sandwiches. It's not a bad way to spend lunchtime.
I think I know the place. The bird sanctuary's near there, isn't it? Is that your next stop?
The bird sanctuary? No, my next stop is down at the harbor. It's a lovely place to stop, and I know most of the fishermen there.
The harbor really is a lovely place. So, is that your last stop, Ian?
No, just before I finish, I drive out to the sheep farm. They always appreciate a visit. The family are often waiting for me to arrive.
Do you have any favorite parts of the route?
Oh, for sure. I love driving by the sea and watching the waves crash against the cliffs. I don't enjoy driving through the endless fields so much, though, with nothing going on.
Seems like there are a lot of fields to drive through around here.
Yes, and I really don't like it. My other favorite place is a beautiful forest that I drive through. The canopy of the tall pine trees always feels so magical.
Do you ever get delayed with traffic on your route, Ian? I hear the traffic can be quite bad in summertime.
The traffic can get quite bad, but there's traffic everywhere, and it's never really been a problem. But the high winds can be a problem in summertime. Once, a fallen tree blocked the road. There was nothing I could do to get past it, and I ended up going back home.
Oh no, that must have been stressful.
It was. The other bad time I remember was in winter. A snowstorm was so bad that I had to stop the van and wait for it to pass. Those are two pretty extreme examples, though, and the only times I've been stopped so far.
Tell me about some of the people on your route, Ian.
Sure. Well, there's Ellie. She's a nature lover and always brings me pine cones she finds on her walks.
A lovely gesture. Anyone else, Ian?
There's Annie. She bakes me a fruit cake every month. It's my favorite, so there are no complaints from me. There's some older folks as well. William is a retired teacher that I see on the route from time to time. He helps me fix the van's engine when it gives me trouble.
That's a great friend to have.
So many people on my route are really thoughtful. One other regular, Peter, gives me a box of eggs from his hens.
That's very thoughtful. And what about the younger people on your route, Ian?
Well as Ellie, there's Frankie, who draws me a picture every time I pull up in the village. I've got quite a collection in the glove box now.
These people sound like a real highlight of your job. But what about the challenges? What do you find most difficult?
Well, the number one issue is that there's no radio signal around here. It's so annoying that I can't listen to my favorite station.
Finally, Ian, you've been driving the van for quite some time. With all of these experiences, what have you learned?
Patience. I've learned that every day has its ups and downs, but be patient and everything will work out in the end.
Very wise words. Thank you, Ian. It's been really interesting hearing your story.
That is the end of Task 2. You now have 1 minute to tidy up your answers. Task 3. You will hear a discussion hosted by Monica Lamb at a conference about libraries. Monica is joined by Dr. Asher Giles and Dr. Bill Lorimer, experts in unusual mobile libraries around the world. Listen to their conversation and complete the information in the spaces below. The first one has been provided as an example. You now have 30 seconds to study the task. At the end of the task, you will have 1 minute to tidy up your answers.
Welcome, Asha and Bill.
Hi.
Hello, Monica.
Today, we're discussing the unusual mobile libraries that you've found in the course of your studies. Let's start with you, Asha, and a very interesting approach in the country of Laos.
Yes, in many parts of Laos, roads are either too dangerous or don't exist at all because of flooding during the rainy season. So the Laos Literacy Project operates a fleet of riverboats that can travel over water to rural communities.
Riverboats? Very creative. Do the children actually go onto the boat to read, or is everything done on land?
Both. Younger children often go on the boat to read. This is because the roof provides some shade against the hot sun. Older kids tend to gather on land where there's more space to enjoy reading the books.
I see. Is it mainly paper books on the boat, or do they bring digital resources with them?
Digital resources would be ideal, but in most of the villages there's no electricity to charge devices, so they still use traditional paper books.
Well, that makes sense. I bet the children really look forward to the boat coming to visit them.
Yes, they really do. I've seen pictures of them giving flowers to the library staff when they arrive, and I'm told they do this every time the boat visits.
That's so sweet. Thanks for telling us about this wonderful service, Asha. Bill, let's move on to the country of Kenya.
Well, I read about one group who uses camels to deliver library books to remote villages. As I'm sure you know, much of Kenya is very hot and dry. Camels are perfect for this type of climate because they can travel long distances in hot weather.
Famously so.
Yes, they are well known for that. But also, like we saw in Laos, the roads can be in very poor condition or even non-existent. Camels are useful here because they don't need fuel or any repairs.
I see. Who travels with the camels?
Well, there's always a librarian and a camel handler. As you can guess, the librarian has the important job of organizing the books and running the reading sessions. The camel handler has two important jobs. First, he constantly checks on the well-being of the camels. This is vital as the journeys can be very long in Kenya's hot and unforgiving climate. No camels, no camel library.
Indeed. What else does he do, Bill?
Well, Monica, there are often no telephones for the villages to contact each other.
So he gives them his phone to make calls?
Not quite, Monica. He delivers messages between the village elders.
That's a big responsibility. I suppose he's a very important figure in the community. You mentioned 2 camels, Bill. Is that because there are so many books?
Not just books, Monica. The camels need to carry everything that's needed for the journey. Tents, mats, water, food. The second camel is there to share the heavy load.
Now, Asha, back to you. And you have a very unusual library in Norway to tell us about.
That's right, Monica. The Epos is a library ship that travels up and down the coastline, visiting more than 100 places throughout the year, from small islands to deep bays.
So, it's another water-based mobile library?
It is, but unlike all the other mobile libraries I've studied, The EPOS has a large social events space on one of its decks. It's truly one of a kind and a really great resource for these otherwise isolated communities to enjoy.
Interesting. What kind of events are hosted on the ship?
I actually heard some really memorable stories when I was interviewing people. One came from Olaf, a boy from one of the fishing villages. He told me about when the EPOS hosted an event with a man named Axel Andersen during Norway's National Reading Week. He's a famous performance poet.
And the children were keen to hear poetry from this man?
Absolutely. Olaf said about 25 children showed up in one small village. Many of them had to hike through sub-zero temperatures just to reach the ship.
That's real dedication. I'm not sure I've ever hiked to a library event before, or even to a library.
They had a special reward waiting for them, though. The ship gave them waffles and hot chocolate after Axel had finished.
Yum!
The whole event was lovely, apparently. The librarians arranged the lounge to be even more cosy than usual. They put bean bags in a semicircle for the kids to sit on while they listened to Axel.
That sounds awesome. Well, unfortunately, that's all we have time for. Thank you both, Asha and Bill.
Thanks, Monica.
You're welcome. Thanks, Monica.
That is the end of Task 3. You now have 1 minute to complete your answers. Task 4. You will hear lecturer Alex Lowry introduce Trinity College Library, recorded for the Tourism Board of Dublin, Ireland. Listen carefully and complete the information in the spaces below. The first one has been provided as an example. You now have 30 seconds to study the task. At the end of the task, you will have 3 minutes to tidy up your answers.
Good morning, everyone. Today I'd like to introduce you to Trinity College Library in Dublin, Ireland. Let's start with a key moment in the library's history in the early 19th century. Starting from that time, the library receives a copy of every book when it is published. This was a system created by the managers of the library, and they called it the legal deposit system. Its aim was to ensure that no written work can ever be lost. Today, the library holds millions of volumes, making it one of the largest research libraries in Europe. The most famous part of the building is known as the Long Room. Visitors are amazed by the high curved ceiling in this splendid chamber. People from all over the world have travelled here to see this since the library first opened. Equally as impressive are the giant marble statues of great thinkers. These look down on all who enter, and they are a sight to behold. The long room is so striking that it has inspired scenes in blockbuster films such as the Star Wars franchise, gaining thousands of new fans in the process. The library's most celebrated treasure is the Book of Kells, which was written by hand many centuries ago. It contains important religious texts, but it's most well known for its colourful decoration and complex design. Visitors queue for many hours to view this historic treasure. To make sure it's well protected, the Book of Kells is displayed in a glass case. It would very quickly become damaged if it was left on a normal shelf. The other measure taken by the library is to restrict the number of visitors in the room. The staff joke that the book is protected by a long queue, but this is an important step to make sure this prized possession is seen by many thousands of visitors a year, and for many more years to come. The Book of Kells is just one of many rare curiosities that visitors can experience at the library. There is a huge collection of ancient maps, for example. These delicate parchments show the world as people once imagined it, complete with dragons and mermaids. Quite a sight. There's also an extensive collection of personal items from important writers. You can see one famous author's typewriter where all the creative magic happened, or a pair of glasses worn by your literary hero. There's plenty to explore. There are many other ways that Trinity College Library is far from being just a quiet reading space. For one thing, it's an educational powerhouse, working closely with schools, supporting reading charities, and running educational workshops to inspire the younger generation to appreciate their heritage. This is a mission that the founders of the library were clear about, and is kept alive by the current stewards of Trinity. But it's not just the young who are catered to by the library. The library takes part in Dublin's Culture Nights, keeping its doors open late into the evening so that office workers in the city have a chance to experience its resources. In addition, free public transport is offered to public sector workers, so they too can travel to enjoy the culture nights at the library. The library is also a proud participant in Dublin's Winter Festival. To celebrate this, the organisers sketch artworks in the sky using drones. This complements the other magnificent works of art in and around the library. For example, visitors can enjoy the installation called Mother, which consists of a giant illuminated globe. It's not just nice to look at, it features high-definition images taken from space. The library truly is a feast for the eyes as well as for the mind. Finally, Trinity College Library today continues to serve the community and the world as its founders intended all those years ago.
That is the end of Task 4 and of Part 3A. You now have 3 minutes to complete your answers to Task 4 and to tidy up all your other answers. Part B. Look at page 2 of your data file. Situation. You are Nico Lin. You are an intern at Victoria Harbour Library. You help Miss Agnes Yip, the assistant librarian, in her work. You have been asked to complete some tasks. You will listen to a recording of a staff meeting attended by Thomas Chan, the Chief Librarian, Mira Khan, the Community Engagement Officer, and Agnes Yip. Take notes under the appropriate headings. Before the recording is played, you will have 5 minutes to study the question-answer book and the data file to familiarise yourself with the situation and the tasks. Complete the tasks by following the instructions in the question-answer book and on the recording. You will find all the information you need in the question-answer book, the data file, and on the recording. As you listen, you can make notes on page 3 of the data file. You now have 5 minutes to familiarise yourself with the question-answer book and the data file. The recording is about to begin. Turn to page 3 of the data file.
Okay, shall we get going? There's so much going on, I won't be able to stay for long.
Right. Okay.
Right. So, obviously, the main point on the agenda is the moth situation. I mean, we look ridiculous.
Yes, it's so embarrassing for us.
It certainly is. I understand the pest control people have done their inspection.
Yeah, they were here on Sunday. Sunday the 5th of April, I mean.
Sunday? Why? We found out about that viral video 2 weeks ago.
I know, but they said they needed to do it while the library was closed, so they didn't come till Sunday.
So, they had to do it when the library was closed? Why exactly?
Well, they bring a whole team of people and it's, pretty noisy. Anyway, they'll send us their report soon.
Soon? No. Soon isn't good enough. I need something now. Call them and find out what they say.
Okay, I'll call. At least it's only the adults section that's affected. So...
Only the adults section? Well, that's good news at least.
Yeah, that's what they told me on Sunday anyway.
Things can always be worse.
Would it be okay to move on to the story reading session?
Okay, yeah.
Right, so, great. I was thinking about inviting Jessica Young. You know, the children's author.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I read an article that said she's just moved to Hong Kong.
Okay, well, let's invite her and see what she says.
And let's invite a famous book influencer to join the event as well. Jessica Young will like that.
Good idea.
Oh, another thing. Thomas, can we invite Jessica Young out for lunch after the event to say thank you?
Yes, that's fine, but not somewhere expensive, please.
Well, she is quite famous, so...
No, a cheap restaurant or nothing.
Okay, then. Somewhere not too expensive.
I'm sure we can find something suitable.
Yeah, okay.
Right, let's move on. You wanted to talk about a community ties project or something, Mira?
Yes, so as you both will remember, the LCSD has the Community Ties Project every year.
Sorry. Oh, okay. That community ties project.
Actually, I'm planning to pitch an idea myself.
Really? That's great, Agnes. What's the idea?
Well, actually, it was inspired by you and the People Library event you told me about last week. You know, the one you went to in Bangkok in February?
A what? What's a People Library? I've never heard of it.
Oh, okay. Well, a People Library is an event where a marginalised group in society tells stories about their lives.
Marginalized? What do you mean, marginalized?
Marginalised. You know, groups who do not have a voice in society.
Like groups which people don't know about or sometimes people don't even think about.
People without a voice. Okay.
Sounds good. You might be onto a winner.
Just make sure that you also mention the impact on our library's visitor numbers. I know they say that the main aim is to improve bonds in the community, but the LCSD is also very keen to see more people coming into the libraries. So mention visitor numbers and how the project will increase numbers.
Okay, visitor numbers. We'll keep that in mind.
Okay, next thing. Do we need to finalize anything for our schedule next week?
Ah, yes. Eddie just told me that on Tuesday, the 14th of April, we need to close the men's toilets on the first floor.
The men's toilets on the first floor? Why?
They're going to paint them, so they'll be closed on the Tuesday.
Okay, thanks, Thomas. Got it. That's quite important for our schedule. Men's toilets on the first floor closed on Tuesday the 14th.
Oh, wait. It's only in the afternoon.
What?
Sorry, I forgot. The toilets will only be closed on Tuesday afternoon, not all day.
Okay, Tuesday afternoon. Thank you.
And Agnes, make sure as well that you let people know we won't be open on Friday.
We won't?
No. I want us to do a staff training day.
Staff training again?
Yes, again. So we'll need to close the library for the whole day on Friday.
Okay. Closed for staff training on Friday.
Right. Can I update everyone on our new AI Book Pioneer? It'll be ready in a few weeks, apparently. Agnes, I'd like you to do a short video on the AI Book Pioneer.
Sure, I'll take care of it.
So what exactly is this AI Book Pioneer then?
Well, it's one of these new AI virtual reality tools.
Right, so AI and virtual reality.
And you sit inside and watch scenes from the books happen. You know, right in front of you.
Really? Sounds fascinating.
Wait, I have a drawing here somewhere. Let me show you. Ah, here you go. So, see, this is it.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, I know. So you sit inside and it records your biometric data.
What do you mean it records your biometric data?
I mean exactly that. It records your biometric data, and then you can choose your book.
Right. Wait, why do they need my biometric data?
Because AI Book Pioneer uses biometric data to make sure that children don't access books. I mean, books which are not suitable in some way.
Good, that's important. We certainly do not want youngsters choosing books which are not appropriate.
Exactly. So that's why we chose the AI Book Pioneer. Or at least one of the reasons. Okay, I need to get back to my office.
Oh, one more thing. We finalised our plans for the Discover Your Library Challenge. We're running it from the 20th to the 25th of April.
Okay, let me write this down to tell Nico. The 20th to the 25th of April.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun.
Fun? Is it going to be noisy?
Well...
Wait, so what you're saying is that people will be running around the library to finish this challenge?
Well, not running exactly.
It is definitely going to be noisy then. Just remind people to be quiet when they take part. I don't want chaos in the library. Someone always complains when it's noisy.
Okay. A gentle reminder, though. We want people to have fun.
They can have fun quietly. Remind them in your social media post to be quiet, please.
Okay.
Look, can we wrap this up?
Sure. I'll go and make a list of jobs for Nico to do.
Okay. Bye.
All right, bye.
That is the end of the listening component of this paper. You will now have 1 hour and 15 minutes to complete the written tasks in either Part B1 or Part B2. An announcement will be made when time is up. Take off your earphones now and turn off the radio.
FM 94.8至96.9，
香港電台第二台，有音樂有快樂。FM 94.8至96.9，
香港電台第二台，有音樂有快樂。
大家收聽緊嘅係咧 FM 94.8至96.9香港電台第二台啊！啱啱咧就播放完2026年香港中學文憑考試英國語文試卷3聆聽及綜合能力考核嘅，同大家講講依家嘅天氣啦。依家室外氣溫咧係27度，相對濕度咧係78%。今日咧本港地區咧今日嘅天氣預測咧就係大致多雲嘅，日間短暫時間有陽光同埋炎熱，吹和緩嘅 南風，離岸風勢間中清勁，高地咧達強風嘅程度嘅。展望咧，明日至下週中期部分時間有陽光，日間炎熱。一股偏南氣流咧正係影響廣東沿岸嘅，喺度亦都提提各位啦。之前咧打嚟登記咗第47屆10大中文金曲頒獎音樂會領取入場證嘅聽眾朋友呢，可以喺聽日4月12號星期日上晝11點到晚上7點期間呢，嚟到九龍廣播道30號香港電台廣播大廈，根據工作人員嘅指示呢，領取入場證啊！提提各位呢，已經登記咗嘅聽眾，記住要帶齊身份證明文件啊！
大家好，我係 Jason 陳柏宇，
我係 Janice 衛蘭，
我係 Constance 康琪。第47屆10大